He's right there. So, I'll speak. But make sure that they can go on with Zoom. I'm taking it. Here, let me just say it. This is a gentle invitation to make sure your phones are silenced, even though if they ring and ding, it might be Brenda saying hello. But, let's just try. Let's give it a whirl.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Alex. I am Brenda's brother, and I wanted to welcome everybody here, and everybody in person, and also everybody on Zoom. It really is a comfort to have you here with us as we celebrate the life and the legacy of my little sister, Brenda. I wanted to also invite people to be safe, and if you feel moved to wear a mask, that's great. But you are not necessarily, you don't have to if you have been vaccinated and have, whatever you have to have. Distance, that doesn't work here so well. Zoom people may have masks. I really wanted to thank the Philadelphia Ethical Society for hosting us today. Brenda passed away just last weekend, and we are so grateful to the Ethical Society for granting us this space. So thank you so much. I'd like to tell you what the ceremony will look like. We're going to begin with a piece of music by our dear friend, Peter Simpkins. He will play the piano for us. And then we're going to hold some space for family members to speak, probably about 15, 20 minutes. And then after that, we would like to welcome reflections from people here. And we're going to try to end this at around 12 or 12:05 with words from my father, Brenda's dad, Alan. After that, we welcome people to join us for light refreshments. And at that time, we hope that you will meet people and ask them how they are connected to Brenda. Ask people how they're connected to Brenda or to our family. We think that nothing would have made Brenda happier than to see her loved ones meeting and greeting one another. We hope you'll exchange numbers or find other ways to keep in touch. Go out for a nice lunch with new friends or sit in Rittenhouse Square and enjoy the sunshine that Brenda brought us today. Conversation and coffee, I think Brenda would love that. This is a time when we need to be together to mourn collectively and also to support one another. It's a very sad time, yes, and also a time to pay careful attention to the people around you. I know that you will all enjoy meeting one another. After all the people here are Brenda people, or Susan and Alan people, or Natalie and Cheryl and Ryan people, or Frauke, Charlie and Alex people. We are all here to support one another in this terrible moment. And when you ask and find out, we're all pretty interesting. Pretty. We want you to feel comfortable here today, to be yourselves and feel free. Please know that if you need to get up and move around out of your chair or step outside of the room or out of the Zoom, that's completely fine. And for our friends attending via Zoom, if you are in a position to do so, we ask that you turn on your cameras and share your Brenda stories in the chat. How did you know her? What role did she play in your lives? Or how do you know us, her family? We will save the chat transcript and read it later together. We look forward to that. We are here to share about Brenda and to revel in her spirit, a spirit that we are all so lucky to have encountered in our lifetimes, and that now brings us together and we believe connects this group here today forever as close friends, Brenda's beautiful extended family. Yeah.
Hello, I am Susan Levin, Brenda's mother, and we are so honored to have you all here with us by Zoom. There are people from all over the world who are here. And I was thinking this morning, do you know how sometimes you'll go to a funeral or a memorial service and people start talking about someone and you'll say, who are they talking about? Not in this case. Everything that is said about Brenda is true. And it's just, she is an incredible, amazing person. She made us, she was more concerned about us than she was about herself so much at the time. And we were all trying to take care of each other, which was amazing. And I don't want you to do this, but if I were to ask how many people in this room or on Zoom have been told by Brenda, you're my best friend. And as Amanda says, that is something that Brenda does for people. She makes them feel like she is their best friend. And it just was incredible and lovely. I just want to do a little bit. Brenda was a perfect infant, perfect. And then at 4 months, all hell hit the fan. We have stories that we could tell for the rest of our lives about Brenda. I'm going to share just 3 with you. One, when she was age 7, I had started a new job and my boss was in Philadelphia from Chicago. And she comes and Brenda is 7 and we have a very long table, and it turns out by chance that Brenda is sitting directly across from Anne, who is maybe 89, maybe 90. And she was lovely and very much with it, but she did have a wig on that was askew. And Brenda was staring and staring. Breaks through all the conversation to say, what if she drops dead right now? To which, being trained in parenting, when she was 13 years old and in 8th grade at Masterman, she asked the security guard at Masterman to call her a cab so she could, unknown to us, go to an audition at Kappa, which is the School of Performing Arts. And we didn't find out about that for a long time. And she told me she used her own Hanukkah money or something to do that. And then at 17, getting a call from the police in Margate, New Jersey, that she had been arrested for her and her 3 friends climbing the water tower. And the police were called, the firemen were called, because they didn't know if it was a jumper or if she do this. Brenda's response was, well, they left the gate open. I have said that a cat has 9 lives, but Brenda has lived more than twice that. When she was diagnosed 4.5 years ago, she told her friend Tisha over drinks, I regret nothing. And even with that, she continued to have amazing adventures with friends all over the world. 44 years old, what a marvelous life Brenda has lived. What an amazing group of friends, all who were always welcome to the party. And I just want to read from my friend Paula PJ, who's in Silver Spring, Maryland. And she wrote a piece that I found so lovely. So I'm just going to read you what she wrote. She said, the first time I remember meeting Brenda, we lived in DC for a while, was when Susan and I went to May Day event at the National Cathedral. While very cordial to me, Brenda had an air of wishing she was someplace else rather than being with her mom and her mom's friend. Duh, can't imagine why. She had no interest in the festival and lagged behind or went to sit at a distance from us. I remember thinking, what a handful she was. She was late teens, early 20s. I remember Susan being so worried about her, especially when she would take off for parts unknown with who knows whom, doing who knows what. But she always made it home somehow. Then there was the program she did that gave her knowledge of what drugs can do to your body and brain. And from that point on, from my point of view, she became a different person. Different from the casual, youthfully insensitive person to being to perhaps what was in her all along. A light in the world, enthusiastically loving her family and friends, and engaged in helping others by sharing her knowledge and skill within the medical practice. Even after her devastating diagnosis, she exuded a kindness and joy that would surround you the instant her smile was aimed your way. Although my personal meetings with Brenda over the years could be counted on my fingers, her warmth, sincerity, intense love of her family, and unadulterated joy will always make me feel like one of the lucky ones to have been touched by her aura. The loss of her in this world is devastating. I do harbor a secret fantasy that she will be now forever circling the sun, adding to it her own smiling radiance. Thank you for sharing her with me and the world.
Hi, everybody. I'm Natalie. I'm Brenda's sister, which is not hard to tell. I know that some of her best friends say that when she speaks, they hear me. They're like, oh, so Natalie. I think that's you, Tisha. Yeah, Tisha, Brenda has these soul friends that I know they have been her daughters and mothers and fathers and siblings in lifetime after lifetime, and they were with her every day, as she was preparing to jump out of her body, which she really did. And I was like, these people fly across the country, fly in from Jamaica, drop their kids off at school, and I'm like, hi, here I'm here with you, Brenda. And I hope that they'll let me write to them so that I can like be a little bit of a sister friend too. I already am doing it, but I didn't ask them if it was okay. So I'm having a hard time today because only a week ago, Brenda had just left her body at 2 a.m. It was really fast. I'm so glad my parents were with her and they were petting her and Tisha, and they were whispering words of love to her as she jumped out of her body. She has 5 planets in Aries, and Aries is pure impulse. And that's what she did when she was 3. She jumped off the diving board and didn't know how to swim. And she sank to the bottom, and that's how she left her body after she couldn't stay awake. It was 2 days only. She was at the Four Seasons on Tuesday of last week, having lunch with Amanda and Subu and Frauke, her sister-in-law. So she went out really on a high note. And I already have heard from her because one of my lifetime, one of my lifetime friends, Sherry Staples, who's on the Zoom, wrote to me and let me know that she had a psychic medium appointment and that Brenda came through. And the man was like, oh, I'm seeing a cancer cell. And Sherry's like, either I have cancer or, and she was like, wait, my friend just left. She passed of cancer. He's like, oh, she has enormous curly hair. She's a firecracker. And she was like, yeah, that sounds like Brenda. She's really enthusiastic. And Sherry's like, that's Brenda. And she said, Brenda said to me, she said she had a mess, and she said, is Brenda in relationship with a woman? And Sherry said, no, but her sister is. And she said, oh, he said, oh, Sherry, please, Brenda wants you to give this message to Natalie that she's okay. She is having the time of her life. And I've told another medium friend said that Brenda, she has a vision of Brenda dancing in like a unicorn suit to mbop on over there, like with us right now, which she would do. And she said that Brenda understands why she had to leave so early because she has work to do on the other side to continue healing and helping people awaken on Earth. So that was such a gift of Sherry. I see you, Sherry, on the screen, and I know it's true. I feel her. She's already written to me in my dreams, and she wrote, I'm still here. He said, my dad keeps trying to take care of me.
I want to.
I grieve, she wrote, I grieved and I moaned, but I'm still here. And then in my 12-step meeting that morning at 7 a.m., 5 hours after she left, the theme was, I allow myself to grieve when I experience a loss. And I was like, okay, friends, I hear you. So I hope that gives you a sense of who Brenda is. I guess everyone sort of knows her here, but I'm a little broken. But and that's okay. I love Brenda. She's here and she's dancing to mbop, and I feel her healing us, continuing to heal us with her shining light. So thank you everybody for coming.
Sweet.
You're all sweaty.
Don't give away that secret.
You know, everyone's schwitzing.
It's like a sauna in here. It's very warm. I see the microphone.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tisha. I was not going to speak, but I woke up at 6 and I wrote this. So here I go. Okay. I need my reading glasses because I did not do big font like Alan told me to do. Okay. I met Brenda walking to my first day of second grade when we were 7 years old, and we've been pretty much inseparable since. Brenda was my best friend, sister, and soulmate all wrapped into one. In retrospect, she filled the shoes of my +1 at all major holiday parties, dinners, and family events, much more than any current, past, or future boyfriend ever did or will. She was my rock and I was hers. She was the love of my life. I experienced many of my first with Leslie, a few off the top of my head. First, all-night sleepover without getting sleep because there was just too much to talk about. First time singing in the rain at the top of our lungs on some random stone wall looking over a major well-trafficked street to the latest pop song because we thought it was the cool thing to do at age 12. First time being driven home from a sleepover because we couldn't help ourselves and ate her brother's birthday chocolate chip cookie before the birthday party. First time experiencing the pure joy of playing with puppies. First time hiking in the woods behind her childhood home and crossing over creeks on slippery logs and surviving to tell about the adventure. First time singing at the top of my lungs with her family in a crowded restaurant and having everyone stare at us and not caring. As we grew older, first time sneaking out and meeting boys at the beach. First time sneaking out to meet boys in Philadelphia. First time sneaking out to meet boys at overnight camp. Can you see a trend? First time driving cross country with only a backpack, sleeping bag, little money, and no agenda. First time sleeping under the stars in the old growth forest of the West Coast and endless California beaches off Route 101. First time skinny dipping, soaking in natural hot springs. First time sneaking out to a nightclub underage and dancing the night away. This one I'm gonna skip. First time seeing a whale in the open sea. First time jumping off a high cliff into the pool of a waterfall. First time riding in a Volkswagen bus, hitchhiking, and doing all things hippie. First time traveling to more countries than I can name. I could go on for years. When Brenda was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer in March 2017, we went out, just the two of us, to get a drink and reflect on the road ahead. She turned to me and said, you know how when you hear people get diagnosed with a terminal illness like this, and they quit their jobs and make a bucket list of things they never did or want to do? I said, yeah. She said, Tish, I honestly don't have that feeling. I've done everything I wanted to do. I feel like I lived every day to my fullest my whole life. All of us that know Brenda know this is true. She had at least 15 different lives in her one short one. Of course, she wanted to do more, live more, and keep on thriving like she always did. But she was content to the fullest of how she lived. She told me that that day 4.5 years ago, that in her remaining years, she just wanted to spend the most time she could with her loving family and close friends, and she did. As I've shared with some of you, I was with Brenda when she passed last Saturday at 2 a.m. It was the greatest privilege of my life. I've really spent a ton of time with her the past years, months, weeks, days of her life. It's been an incredibly difficult and joyful time all wrapped into one, but a time I'm so grateful for. She was joyful and full of light until her last breath. And she wanted you all to know she loves you and keeps shining on.
Checking the charge. Hi, everybody. I'm Willow, Brenda's friend from Oregon. And it's so good to see all of these familiar faces that I've gotten to know over the years. The best kind of people are the kind that come waltzing into your life, and suddenly you can't imagine life without them. They feel like sunshine in human form after days of endless rain. And for me, that person was Brenda Levin. About 12 years ago, I was fresh off a painful divorce and just looking for some place to land. So I bought a little house on Buffalo Street in Portland. And in a beautiful twist of fate, Brenda just happened to live right next door. So first we were neighbors, and then we were friends, and then we became soul sisters who loved each other so very much. Brenda was the greatest gift that I could ever hope to receive. And there will be days where I will miss my sweet friend more than I can bear. But on those days, I know that I can find Brenda in the way the light shimmers on the water and in the sound of the wind rustling through the leaves. I'll find her in every rainbow, in every butterfly that lands on my sleeve, and in the cool mossy forest that she loves so much, and where she's asked me to lay her to rest when I return home. I know that you will find Brenda too, in the things and the places and the people that bring you joy. You just open your eyes and look, she's everywhere. As many of you know, Brenda loves dogs. We know this, yes? And I imagine that there were a lot of tails wagging excitedly over the Rainbow Bridge when she passed. It's been said that a dog's lifespan is so much shorter than ours because it takes us so dang long to figure out how to live a good life and how to love unconditionally. Dogs are born automatically knowing how to do that, and so they don't have to stay as long. I think the same was true of our beautiful Brenda. Her love and wisdom was a concentrated, powerful elixir that healed so many hearts during her brief time on earth. And how lucky we are, all of us in this room, to have benefited from her sparkly magic. I'm going to leave you with a gentle request. I hope that you'll honor Brenda's memory by following the incredible example that she set for us all. Be kind, honor your truth, whatever that might be. Dance freely, nap often, eat all the yummy food. Ease someone's burden if you can. And most importantly, love generously, because that's how we'll keep our Brenda with us. And it's how we'll make the world what she wanted it to be. Thank you.
Brenda's sister-in-law. And I also wasn't sure if I was going to speak, but so I really want to. Because when I look out here, I'm actually amazed that Brenda's heart had room for all of us here. It was an amazingly big heart, and each of us had like a chamber in it ourselves. Like, and she made everybody. She made a chamber for anybody she just met. Like the people in the garage, or like like in the bakery. Just anybody had a place in her heart, and it was like deep and wide. And the magic of Brenda is also that she actually managed to carve a little space in everybody else's heart as well. And I'm calling this my Brenda chamber that, that Brenda is living in. And I imagine this chamber to be very colorful. It has a lot of sunlight, a lot of sparkles, and it looks out over the ocean, like it's a vast ocean. And on the other side, there is a big mountain range, and it's just everything is vast, vast and beautiful, and beaches. There's also a boardwalk. There are many big earrings. There's some Russian red lipstick there. I imagine, oh yeah, sparkle hair. Sparkle hair is there too. There are also I think everybody's Brenda room looks a little bit different, but there are some similarities. Mine also has like 15 boxes of shoes that she came to bring to our tiny New York apartment when she lived with us. And then there is Uncle Sully, Sonoran waterhound who fell off a waterfall and survived. And and then I imagine in the middle of it is this huge table that the family sits around. And there are enormous amounts of food that Brenda made because she couldn't make small amounts of food. That was impossible. And what I also see is like all of you being part of this now. And because the biggest gift that I think Brenda gave us was that our hearts grew bigger. So more and more people had space in it. And so I'm looking forward to what else I will find in this chamber. And I'm looking forward to meeting all of you and really getting to know and love you as Brenda has. And so, and I invite you to do the same. Thank you.
But after me, okay. After me. And then that's good. Hi again. I'm Alex. I'm Brenda's brother, and I tried to write something and I just failed. I couldn't put words down on paper. I'm just going to try to say a couple of things. If you were to take, this might be a total shock to you, but if you were to take Brenda and Natalie and myself and line us up, I would be the square one. I know. And I think that when I was younger, I was really challenged by Brenda. I think I was really challenged by Brenda's abilities to be transcendent of form and transcendent of structure and love everyone and could really only see the good in people sometimes. It was amazing to me, and I didn't understand. My brain hadn't developed to the point when I could understand her. And then the more I think about it, the more I realize that Brenda is someone who just gave the greatest master class on how to live for everyone and for me. And I'm still, I have my notes, but I don't think that I've mastered it yet. But I know some things that I have to do that Brenda has taught me. And that really does include things that people mentioned before, but eating all the good food and spending time with loved ones and taking time just to appreciate the world and what's in it. And I also think about how in some ways, in part of my job, I spend time thinking about teaching and learning and students and teachers and doing. And I think that the most amazing job as a student, as a teacher, as a sister, and made it look so easy, which is also very mysterious to me still. I just wanted to also say that one of the things that's been very prominent in my mind this past week is how much love has been extended towards our family. And it's just been really overwhelming and really unbelievably beautiful. And I think Brenda set it up in a lot of ways for us to have that support from all of you and the people on the Zoom and the people I don't know who've come by and people who just all, this incredible network of people. So that's why earlier I asked you to talk to one another and have a chance to connect, because you probably all need each other too in some ways and might not know that yet. I love my parents so much. They are the best people. They're the best people. And my sister Natalie and Cheryl and my wife who just spoke and Tisha and Willow. And I see my own child sitting with their adoptive family towards the back, Keisha and Doug, their children, and it's just Charlie, yes. Oh yes. I know your name, Charlie. Charlie's shaking her head. Oh, I know your name. Anyway, yeah, obviously the words are not coming easily, but thank you again for being here. And I just wanted to get a sense how many people might want to speak now, so that I don't want to get a sense. I want you to have a sense of how many people here might have a message to share at this time, just so we can see hands, so that people can kind of gauge where we are time-wise a little bit. See 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. So that just gives us a sense of, we're trying to end around 12:05. So, okay, thank you.
So I'm Rhoda, Brenda's aunt. Oh, okay. Duh. Well, first I just wanted to do this. Okay, so. Hi, Brenda. I had to have some bling. Good morning, sunshine. You twinkle from above, we twinkle below. And that's Brenda. And I found this little, I wish I had written this. Who are you? I'm Brenda's aunt. Rhoda. I used to call Brenda Star when she was little. And of course, I didn't see her for a long time during her wandering years. But I knew her essence always from the time she was this little sitting on my lap. Our families were always together when we were young, and it was wonderful. She always had a smile, always. And so I just found this little ditty here. I wish I had written it, but someone else has. But I thought it was fitting. So. You can shed a tear because they are gone, or you can smile because they lived. You can close your eyes and pray that they will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that they left for you. Your heart can be empty because you can't see them, or you can be full of the love that they shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember only that they are gone, or you can cherish their memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind and feel empty, or you can do what they would want. And Brenda would certainly want you to smile, open your heart, love, and go on. We love you, Brenda. Oh, I don't always dress like this. Will you wait?
Just making sure this is good. Oh.
Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm Allison. I met Brenda when I was in high school, which was a long time. And I'm very, very close to the Levins, all of them. I love them. And I'm a crier, so I'm gonna try and do this, but it's actually a very funny story. Best nights of my entire life, and I actually think it was the best. I was very, very pregnant and do it like early January, and I was just freaking out with hormones and everything, and I wanted to have an adventure. And I never got married, so I sort of called it my baby bachelorette. And I wanted to go to a male review, and anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's where men take some of their clothes off, not all of them, for women. And it was Christmas. It was the Saturday before Christmas, was the only time I could go. And nobody would go with me. I didn't want to go alone because that would have been really, really weird. And it was December 2013. So Brenda had just moved back to Philadelphia. And I asked her, would she go? And she said yes immediately. I actually found the email that she wrote, and she said first, and so I had gotten no from everyone, like I'm uncomfortable or I'm going to see the Nutcracker with my grandparents. Like nobody was willing to do this. And Brenda wrote, first and foremost, I would like to say that I am honored to be invited to your baby bachelorette party. And second, count me in for sure. That sounds like a total riot. I am marking my calendar and getting my camera ready. Can't wait to see you and boogie down with the strippers and the little peanut in your belly. And that is literally what we did. And Susie dropped her off, and we all took a picture. And I think we got there at like 7 because I'm tired. I'm tired. And so we went in, and it was a different venue because it's Christmas. So they chose this small, like out of it. They're like, no one's gonna come. And we got there, we were like the first ones in, and everyone's smoking, and I'm like, I don't care. And it was amazing, and I have never laughed more in my entire life. My cheeks hurt. It was the most hysterical, fun night of my life. Yeah, it wasn't the best, one of the best, it was the best night of my life. And Brenda was with me the entire time. And she took a picture of me when one of the men impromptu decided to dance for me. And it's the funniest photo I have ever seen of any person ever doing anything in my entire life. If anyone wants to see the picture after this, I am happy to show you. So I will always be so grateful to her for doing that, and it was the best night of my life.
Allison, that was so funny. So I've known Brenda, I'm Amanda, and I met Brenda when I was 7. And we were friends for a while, and then we weren't friends for a while. And then we ran into each other in our 20s. And then she was my best friend. And I knew she had other best friends, but like she was my best friend. Anyway, I wrote something and it's not funny. And I had thought about all these funny things to talk about, like my hair wouldn't look so nice and curly if I hadn't learned that you're supposed to put a product in your hair while it's sopping wet and then don't touch it afterwards. So I just wrote something really short, which is that I've known her for a long time and that we've done a lot of talking over the years and crying and laughing and supporting each other and being very, very silly. Like I'm a silly person and most people don't get me. And Brenda got me. And just the other day, I sent a picture of my finger to our little group chat in conversation and no one got it. And I was like, where's Brenda? Brenda would get this. Why this is funny. Anyway, so Brenda really is a star with her own gravity. And she is love and beauty and like every single thing that is sweet. And will also tell you to keep your boundaries and know your limits and make sure everyone knows that too. So she will be like an empty hole in my life. And it's beautiful to see everyone here.
Hello, I'm Bokin Kim. I'm from the school where Brenda taught. So I didn't have a very close kind of a relationship, like your families or friends. But my first meeting with her 5 years ago, and we looked for anatomy and physiology teacher. Our school, acupuncture school, some students didn't have that background. So students who didn't have that background had real difficulty to really catch up. So I talked to her, please teach and stay long with us. So that was my first sort of, interaction. And so time to time we saw, oh, you are still teaching. Yes, I'm still teaching. And last year, due to COVID and, every kind of, class is online. So I didn't know she was that much sick. But I saw, her hair sort of shaved. So, and then recently we were given all her her acupuncture equipment and then furnitures. And I heard that she's very sick. And then later that she passed away. So on behalf of our students and her colleagues, we will remember her and we will kind of appreciate her giving. And I think I happen to know more her while I'm kind of participating. So her peaceful departure and then her journey continuously. So thank you all, and then thank you.
Thank you so much.
Was there a fourth person who wanted to come and speak? Katie Mullins, did mom spotted you? Come on over. Come on over. And and here comes another. Are you Brenda's shiatsu teacher?
I'm Brenda's godmother, aunt,
Oh.
but not really only in spirit.
Okay, Katie, you go next.
Okay. Hi, my name's Fran Hammett.
Oh, Fran.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Fran. I met Brenda through Tisha and I think Danielle. We own a beach house and they would always come to the beach house for part of the summer. And when they were younger, yes, they would sneak out the window. And sometimes we couldn't find them, but and Michael, who's here, would tattletale on them. Right. But the last Brenda came to see me when we were in Stonington, and she came into Tobago and she comes down the shore. And she wanted to come down the shore one more time before she died. And she didn't, but I think she flew over and flew into the water, and she'll always be with me. I mean, she was my sunshine in life, not only mine, all of your sunshines in life. She cared about you. She cared about everything. And she had courage beyond courage. And I looked up to her so much for the courage. She never complained about her illness, not until the end, probably, when she had to have hospice come in. But she never, at the end of June, she came to see me. And she swam and we went out for lunch and was outside and we laughed and talked about things. She was my sunshine. And I am going to miss her so much. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure I didn't raise my hand. Maybe it's meant to be. Because I love that you thought I did. So I am in love with the Levins. No, I'm Katie. I'm Katie. I live in New York. I know Natalie from grad school. I was an undergrad. I understudied her part. I idolized her. And then I moved to Germany, and the very first party I went to, I met Alex and Frauke. And the famous story is that Alex loves to tell is that I said, apparently I was drunk. I was so then I moved. I'm from New York, New Jersey area. Every time I would come back to visit, I would basically just see Alex and Frauke and my sister who lived in New York. That was like my New York family. Huh? Liz, I think, hi Liz, if you're there. My sister, anyway. So everybody who knows of you but doesn't know you knows I call you my Philly family. And so when I moved to New York, I was scared shitless because I had lived in Germany for so long. And Frauke, you'll get this, it's like so disorienting to move back and forth. So then I go out to Indian food and there's Brenda with earrings that say Aries, like this big. I said Aries. And I got to tell her this in a letter recently that Alan, you read, but she was my best friend when I moved here. And I did think I was the only one. And when she moved away, I was like really crushed. And I never got to tell her, but I told her recently in this letter. Yeah, she's the only person I've ever slept out under the stars with, in the back of her truck, which I made sure happened because we went to this event called Birmingham on the top of Mount Hood, which was like Burning Man, but they
it is like the most epic memory. I hated the music so much. It was terrible. And it was like the most beautiful scenery and the most terrible music. And the ham definitely tasted like pig. And but she was like, I'll send you a picture. I'm kind of looking like out of place. And she's just like, and like, yeah, like literally legs stretched out, sitting next to a woman with a cowboy hat with like a drink. And we woke up to the fireflies or like bugs like buzzing, and it was like a bright sunny day. And then we went for a hike in the moss. And yeah, I was like, and one of my weirdest favorite memories, and this is the last one I swear, because I wasn't even gonna speak, is that I was that visit maybe in Oregon, we went to see that movie, the Wes Anderson one where the kids are camping. And I went to the bathroom, is that one called Moonrise Kingdom? And I'm in the bathroom, and then she runs back into the bathroom and is like, Katie, you're not gonna believe how many people are here. Oh my God. And then I run out, and we're the only people in the whole theater. And it was like best. It was like best. It was the best. So, anyway, it makes so much sense that so many people just love her so much. And I love you, and I'm so glad you're all in my life. Thank you.
Doctor, do you want to come up? I saw you. So I'm going to sit down. Watch your step. Don't get taken out.
Hi. Hi, everybody. I wasn't going, I didn't raise my hand. I'm Ilya. And Brenda and I'm brave, very brave, I'm sure you're not there. I wanted to take a moment and talk about how brave Brenda always was with me, because she was my best friend too. And Brenda and I, our lives met through our work. And I learned so much from her. And we shared space in the last office here. And we were building, our dreams together. And she was kind of like my work wife, I guess. Like we always created this beautiful space together. And we would always joke, and I think this is what I wanted to say, because I'm not sure what I really say, but we would always joke that how lucky were we because we gave care in the clouds, because our office was on the 24th floor and we felt like we were so high and that we could clearly reach so much further up because we were that much closer, and the people were getting better care because we were higher. But I remember making the decision to rent that space, and we were so scared because it felt like a lot of money, and it was just very scary. And then and she pushed us to do it, and she took the lead, and I feel like it's just one of many testaments of her glow and how she sometimes, well, many times would be so strong and just do it anyway. And I don't know what else I want to say, but I just love you. And I love all of you. And I know all of you, I feel like.
And Ilya came from Florida.
Oh, no. Roger, would you like to come up? You would be the, Roger, you're gonna be the grand finale. I don't know where Roger is. Roger left. Roger left. He went up to this, he went up to get a cookie. Allison, Justice. Allison, you'll be the grand finale.
I also have no plans to do this. I'm Allison. I am the adopted family member of the Levines. Their Shiksa daughter. Brenda's not my best friend. Brenda is my baby sister. Best friend is Natalie. She's the oldest of three. So I was at their house a lot. I mean, a lot of sleepovers, a lot of movies, a lot of parties, a lot of dinners out, singing at the top of our lungs that someone else spoke about. And it never felt weird to me. I mean, it was ever. I do have Brenda's stories, like the time we were watching the movie, she was probably 4. And I guess we're 11. And Brenda was quiet. And when Brenda gets quiet, as people know with young children, that's a scary thing. So, I mean, it wasn't so bad. We found her. She was in the kitchen at the counter with sugar just covering her face and her arms and the counter and everything was just full, which was like a big no-no. Yeah. I can relate to Alex saying that he didn't quite, get Brenda, and he struggled with Brenda a little bit, and I saw that. And it was always just an eye roll and go, oh, it's Brenda. That's Brenda. So the first time my husband met Brenda was at the beach. We rented a beach house and invited people to come. And it just so happened Brenda was kind of ending her little sabbatical. She came in from Mexico. I don't know where she was coming in from, but she hitchhiked, she bused, she got there. And her hair was like out to here, and she smelled, and she was still like the warmest, most exciting person. And Steve's like, who is this? And then she brought 2 people with her that she had just met on the bus. She said, do you mind if they stay with us? And my husband, who's like Alec, it's like, oh, I don't know. I don't think it's fine. It's fine. I think they ended up sleeping on the beach. I mean, she stayed with us. She may have slept on the beach too. I don't know. But that was his first meeting with Brenda. But she really, she house sat for us. She took care of my dying dog, like no other person could. She at the time she had a boyfriend, and she stayed at my house, and it was like a retreat for her because it was out of the city and in the suburbs, and there was a pool, and she was grilling, and she said, I made these lamb chops. They were so wonderful. I put it on my plate. I turned my back, and your dog took it. Now he died 2 days later. So she said, but I wrestled it out of his mouth, and I cleaned it off, and I ate that lamb chop. So Brenda, I also have a lot of really wonderful Brenda stories, but mine is from her being my little sister and not my best friend, but I understand that warmth that she probably gave to everyone, and everyone was her best friend. She is a light.
We are going to move towards the closing now. My father is going to speak. Again, thank you everybody for being here. And I also just am noticing that the back window here, that Brenda's here, coming in through the back window in the form of light. So it's a really beautiful day, and a hard day, but a really beautiful day. Thank you again for being here. We're gonna have my father, and then upstairs there are some light refreshments and a chance for people to Now they have to adjust for my height.
You're giant.
I'm a giant monster. Some cookies and things like that. So we'll see you upstairs in a few moments. But again, thanks for being here, everybody.
What a wonderful group of people. I'm so honored and I'm so grateful for the love that's pouring out from all of you and all of you on Zoom. It's mind-boggling, overwhelming in a good way. I can't thank you enough for honoring Brenda. My name is Alan Levin. I'm Brenda's dad, for those of you I might not have met. And what we're about to embark on could be fun or it could be a total fiasco, but we're going to give it a try. So rather than ramble on and on about how wonderful Brenda is, and I'm using the present tense for as long as I possibly can, and she really is wonderful. I want to focus on just one of her many joys. In keeping with her repeated requests to celebrate her life, Brenda wants music to be part of today's event. In her last weeks, she said over and over, I want singing, I want dancing, I want joy, and I am doing everything I can, and so is the rest of our family, to honor that wish. And within the realm of music, Brenda loves singing and she loves family sing-alongs. So, and also for me, for my own protection, I want to avoid being scolded by Brenda for not having us all sing at least one song. I chose this, you'll see the lyrics that were distributed to an Irving Berlin song called You're Just in Love. And I chose this particular song because Brenda loves the melody, and she especially likes that it has a counterpoint harmony to it, and also because it was one of the last songs that Susan, Brenda, and I sang together in our car on our way to a chemotherapy session. And plus, I figured that many of you, especially the older folks, might be somewhat familiar with this tune. So I'm going to ask my singing family to come up toward the front if I can, and that would be Natalie, Alex, Cheryl, Frauke, Charlie, Rhoda, Dick, Susie, and Willow.
Gonna go on the stage.
Yeah, and then well, here's the plan, and I'll let the more musical people work out the details. But first, I would like all of us to run through the top part called the main melody. We'll do one run through of that, and then I'm going to ask the Levin family Von Trapp singers to sing, run through the counterpoint once, and then we're going to bring this whole thing together. We'll all sing both parts for a stupendous, show-stopping grand finale. Ready to give it a go? Here we go.
So up on the stage, right? We're gonna get up on the stage.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Bring the mic.
Go.
Here's another microphone. I don't know.
Is someone gonna play the piano?
Yeah.
Dad, you're playing the piano?
I'll play a couple chords to
Okay.
get a start.
This is the fiasco part.
Okay, so you know this one.
Make sure you're in the Zoom. We have to make sure everyone fits in the Zoom square. Are you in the Zoom?
I stand sideways, I can't.
Someone's gonna play a song. Pick a good key.
You are.
Amanda.
All right.
Go.
Hit it.
Ready for the main melody.
I hear singing and there's no one there. I smell blossoms and the trees are there. All day long I seem to walk on air. I wonder why. I wonder why. I keep tossing in my sleep at night. And once more I lost my head. Stars that used to twinkle in the sky are twinkling in my eyes. I wonder why. We're just the people on the stage will do the counterpoint with the lot.
Yeah.
Just listen.
We're gonna practice.
And imagine. Okay.
Okay.
I don't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't need analyzing. It's not so surprising that you feel very strange, but not. Your heart goes in a flutter. I know just what's the matter because I've been there once or twice. Put your head on my shoulder. I need someone who's older. Rub down with a velvet glove. There is nothing you can take to relieve that pleasant ache. You're not sick, you're just in love. That is a pretty the main melody. And then you will do the counterpart. I is not surprising. Still passes, but not. Your good just what's the matter. There's nothing you can take. Yeah, we'll meet you upstairs for cookies, and my dad ordered a sweet tray enough to fill 5,000 bellies. So we have non-alcoholic beverages and a sweet tray upstairs, or you can stay here. I'm gonna leave the Zoom on, just, yeah. That was super, that was a great grand finale. Yeah. But they can hear you too. If you want to see who's here.
We love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. My pleasure. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I love that you're education. I did it. Yeah, that really. Wait, I need to write to my Zoom people for a moment. Thank you. I love you. Hi, Nina. Oh my gosh. Hi, Samantha Tynan. Wow. I love that Marsha's in Jamaica on the beach. Hi, Jack Butler. Oh, what a treat. Oh my God. Hi, Jess. What a treat to see you. Oh, Berta. Oh, bella mia. Quanto sono contenta di vederti. Tell me who you are.
I'm Maria.
Hi, Maria.
My Brenda's best friend.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, of course. Oh, Alberto, sono tanto contenta di vederti, voglio bene. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Marianne. Marianne. Let's Marianne. Oh, Susan Emery, you're there. Oh, my friend. I love you so much. Marianne, I don't know. I can't tell. I can't, okay, I can't figure it out. Hi, Jody. Jody, it's so nice to see you. Oh my gosh, what an amazing group. I know I'll be able to see who you all are after I do the chat. Hi, Yay. Hi, everybody. Let's see, I see Brianna, Jen Miller. Oh, Jen Miller. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. I'm so happy you could be here with us. And again, this was recorded, so I'll share the link if anyone, I don't know if anyone actually would want to watch this again, but people who couldn't be here, I'll share the link. And I think I'm just going to keep recording it right now because I want to make sure I know how to save the chat. But I am seeing your chat. Hi, Alex Blanco. Oh, Karen, nice to see you. Oh, my love. And thank you. And Alex Blanco, you know that your dog came to, oh, I see, Susan, I see your cat. Alex Blanco, you know your dog came to help Brenda cross over. So that was really amazing. So beautiful, little baby Bailey. Mr. Bailey's here at the table. Ever. I wish I had met her. She's an amazing person. You can feel her with all of us. I'm glad you could be there. Watch your step. Yeah. And I know a bunch of you have to sign off. That's fine. We're here. I'm just gonna hang out. Bye, Kate C. Who? I can't tell who all is there. Oh, great. Yeah. 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 Take it up. Yeah. Are you coming back to the house? Okay. Yeah, you can come. I just can't get. I don't know. I know Jody's there. Look, Alberta.
Oh my God.
From Roma.
Hi, ciao Alberta.
Ciao Alberta. Bella mia. And there's Michael, and there's Jody's from our childhood too. Oh, it's so great to see
you. You know, baby Brenda. I mean, there's other people, they don't have their camera. Marsha was here on the beach in Jamaica. But yeah, some people I do. Brianna and Clifford. Oh, my internet connection is unstable, but I'm just gonna stay on. I'm so happy to be with you all, Nina. It's really great to see you. Again, another childhood friend. Thank you for your donation. Also, we really were like, wow, thank you, Nina. That was really nice. All of you who donated. My dad is like, I think I want to go to Disney World. That's what I think he wants to go to Disney World. Oh, are you going? You're gonna go back? Thank you. So people are now getting up here and going upstairs where there's a whole bunch of nashis. And then some of us are going to go have lots of billions of pounds of Jewish food from famous delicatessen. And that's what I'm here for. I am here for the lox and bagel, and I'm really hoping someone ordered knishes too. Oh, I'm hoping there's. Oh, a friend is here. Look at all these people that my ex. There's Michael. Yeah, there's Michael. You probably know Steve. He might not recognize you with the mask on.
Yeah.
You probably waited tables together at like lots
Hey,
of.
Michael, yeah, good enough to eat.
You're gonna do. It's everyone's coming out of the woodwork.
Everybody's so party and fun.
Everybody's
Yeah,
fun.
yes.
Fun.
I was in the.
Oh, okay.
I was sitting.
Oh, your child.
Yeah.
The child. Yeah. Orion's with the babysitter.
Yeah.
My baby's with a babysitter. I couldn't do that too. My wife and I were like, we don't think that we're gonna bring our 6-year-olds. So. Oh my God, you guys. So I am gonna leave this on. I'm keeping it going, and I'm gonna save the chat for my parents. That was so beautiful. Everyone's sobbing away at that. I just told the pianist that everyone was sobbing away at that. He was like, really? I was like, yeah, they quit sobbing. Gabby. Michael, you'll know Gabriella. You see Michael? Yeah. Alberta, do you remember Tiri Corti? Gabriella, Tiri Corti? It's all. Look at me. Oh my gosh. Alberta, Alberta. She's been giving donation after donation. And Heather, I'm so sorry I couldn't get in touch. I'm sorry. I knew you were writing. Thank you. You might have to get closer. And can you hear me? Heather and Alberta and Michael. Hello, Michael.
Yes, I hear you. I just want to say, who knew?
Who knew? Right.
Who knew how to be, you know, sort of whatever I know.
Right.
Square. Who knew?
Right. Yes.
Who knew? This was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
No.
I'm going to go upstairs now and visit with people at the reception. Bye, everybody. Michael, it's so good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Very loud here. Ciao, Alberta. I know you. Some of you have to hang up. That's fine. I'm just ti voglio bene, Iris. I see you.